As dancers, understanding the roots and reason behind the movement is an important part of pushing our covers, videos, and content to the next level. While watching and studying the artists we look up to is a great way to learn, being able to distinguish nuance differences, find little details, and internalize the moves can take simple covers up a notch and help us grow as creators that better understand our art form. Here I'll be covering common movements and ideas that together help separate girl group choreographies from boy groups, and hopefully shed some light as to why they look and dance the way they do. I am not master of dance, nor am I a professional dance educator or teacher. I'm merely another cover dancer who enjoys K-pop and the artistry behind it. By the end of the video, I hope that if anything, you come away having learned at least one thing or enjoyed the sheer amount of Taeyong's freestyles. Thank you for watching. Boy groups usually draw inspiration from hip-hop and open style, which is essentially original choreography unique to a certain dancer. This type of movement, born from the creation of dance teams by the Filipino community in Southern California during the 90s, isn't necessarily a style in itself, but rather a culmination of all foundational styles that a dancer might have in their arsenal. For example, an open style choreographer with a breaking background will teach dances that are totally different from another open style choreographer with jazz training. So depending on what foundations you have experience in, your movement will have influences of what you have learned before, but all mixed together to create something completely new and your own. Due to their hip-hop influences, boy group choreographies require the dancer to keep their center of gravity slightly closer to the ground, achieved by a slight bend in the knees and relaxing the body more so than in a girl group choreography, which tends to be more straight and upright. Here is a female unit performing NCT's Boss for the 2020 KBS special. While the choreography is exactly the same, it looks a little less natural and slightly more stiff than when performed by Heesung and Hypin. He looks comfortable, he sits back into the pocket and lets his body relax. On this move as well, notice Jaehan's execution of the footwork in relation to Yuwa. Yuwa's walk is reminiscent of the heels walk, where you cross one foot over the other and turn out, which is slightly more feminine than Jaehan's execution. Boy group choreographies also have more bounce and groove, an idea that makes up a pillar element of hip-hop dance. This bounce can either be up or down, but either way, bending or softening your knees will make this easier. Maintaining this bounce throughout boy group pieces will help with timing, increasing your sense of rhythm and relationship to the tempo and beat of the song. Girl groups draw inspiration from prettier and more performative styles like whacking, vogue, heels, and ballet. Whacking is a style that originated as punking and was born in the gay clubs of Los Angeles in the 1970s. The quick, sharp arm movements that make whacking recognizable were made to imitate the drama of classic Hollywood actresses, comic book superheroes, and martial arts. Along with voguing, whacking can often be seen in girl group choreographies, where elaborate arm pathways are prevalent and helps bring the same feeling of glamour and performance. Going back to what I said earlier, girl group choreographies tend to be straight and upright. They focus on making lines and shapes that accentuate the female body. In terms of anatomy, women's bodies are often described as an S shape. We're blessed with curves and interesting lines that the eye can follow and the brain can dissect. This idea is often entertained and made use of by the styles I previously mentioned, the same styles that girl group dances emulate. When we see dance like this, our brains classify these shapes and pictures as feminine, since they're influenced by the natural anatomy of a woman. That's why we can oftentimes immediately differentiate a girl group dance from a boy group dance, even when they're performed by male artists and vice versa. Notice the stark contrast of Yuwa performing an open-style hip-hop piece in comparison to Oh My Girl's usual dance. Look at how differently she carries herself. Her execution of the movements on the left reflect the prettier, shapely styles I mentioned earlier, and simultaneously the Yuwa on the right is a completely different person, as she performs in the style often utilized by boy groups with more bounce, groove, and swag. There's more I could add to this video, and the list goes on as to ways I can contrast girl groups to boy groups, and also give more history and insight onto the styles that give them life. Let me know if you want a part 2, as I can make this into a series. Thank you for watching and keep dancing.